Yung mga
Ganun ho kasi
seniors,
ang
binigyan ng tanong, pinapasagot yung mga akusado. Saan po kayo nakakuha ng informasyon na yan?
Tsaka sinusubukan po nilang kausapin. Yun po yung alam ko. Talagang
I'm asking about yung sinabi mo kanina.
natural po yan,
Binigyan ko.
nakalakaran, kahit anong korte po, ay binibigyan ng pagkakataon na sumagot ang tao sa mga paratang sa kanya.
I was not.
Senator Bato, nakalista ka. Binigyan ka ba ng pagkakataon noong nakaraang 7 taon na sumagot sa anumang aligasyon?
Meron nag-communicate sa opisina ko na gusto akong kausapin. So that's it. Hanggang doon lang.
Siguro hindi
Kinausap niyo ba ho?
naman ang process.
Kasi kung kinausap niyo, marahil ay sinabi na sa inyo yung nais nila sabihin.
Bakit ko kausapin? Sinabi mo na nga na hindi niyo recognize yung jurisdiction ng ICC. Kayo mismo, from DOJ. Ilang bisis mo sinasabi noon, Madam Chair, na hindi na recognize. Ako pa, i-recognize ko na ako mismo ang kinakasuhan?
Meron
Kayo na
mo
nga,
kasing-
gobyerno na kayo. Kayo na nagsasabi na hindi niyo na-recognize. Bakit ako pa mag-recognize?
Meron po kasing residual powers ang ICC eh. Yun po
Sabi
yung
ninyo, 1 taon lang yung residual power.
Oho,
So,
pero
bakit
yung
2019 to 2020,
yung buong ano ho,
bilang
yung
yun?
buong panahon na dumaan mula 2011 hanggang 2018, ito po ay panahon na meron pong jurisdiction ng ICC sa ating bansa, sa ating mga citizen. Ngunit katapos nun, nawala na ho yung hindi na ho natin maaring kilalanin sapagkat umatras po tayo sa pamagitan sa ICC nung inatras po ni President Duterte noong 2017 na naging effective lamang noong 2018.
Madam Chair, if I may.
Yes, Senator Bato.
Siguro, Secretary Remulla, you are aware about yung dalawang dissenting opinion na sinabi ng dalawang membro ng pre-trial chamber ng ICC na nagsasabi na yung jurisdiction, about temporal jurisdiction, ang magti-trigger lamang ng investigation is yung paghihingi ng pag-request ng permission ng prosecutor to the ICC. At ito'y ginawa nila 2 years after nag-effect yung ating withdrawal from the ICC. Ginawa po nila yan, 2 years. Kaya nga, dalawang dissenting opinion yun eh. So sana, kung tayo, if you want to interpret itong mga bagay-bagay na ito, sana we have to interpret it in favor of our people. Tao natin ito eh. Pilipino ito. Bakit natin papaboran yung mga foreigner na mga banyaga na yan? Sila na nga nagsabi. It was the request for to conduct investigation was triggered 2 years after nag-effect yung ating withdrawal. But then again, Madam Chair, I will leave it at that. Please continue.
Yes, Senator Cayetano, please.
Just a manifestation on that point, and of course, our friend, the DOJ Secretary, can rebut or give a retort. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Justice Ascuna, thank you very much po for giving us time and being here today. Actually, isang main contention siguro yung residual power sa case sa Supreme Court, and as the Justice Secretary said, it's sub judice, and of course, everyone will be waiting for the decision of the Supreme Court. Ang point ko lang kasi, both sides, the pro-Duterte, anti-Duterte, want accountability. The pro-Duterte feels that the accountability is the drug lords, etc. And if President Duterte did something that amounts to a crime, pero ang accountability dapat dito sa Pilipinas at tamang proseso. So doon naman sa gustong i-hold, anti-Duterte, gusto siyang i-hold accountable, siguro naman ay it's safe to assume that they also want yung tamang proseso. So the thing is, there was an actual Supreme Court case, the Pangilinan versus Cayetano, questioning, I think the Secretary of Foreign Affairs noon, kaya named, questioning nga yung kung kailangan ng Senate concurrence yung withdrawal ng natin from the Rome Statute, no, from yung ICC. Pero nakalagay din dun sa case na yon, let me paraphrase, that the Supreme Court can continue to review yung actions ng executive. So my problem with yung interpretation dun sa residual powers, kasi nga, di ba, sa 5 judge sa ICC, yung 2 nagsabing, wala kaming jurisdiction. Kasi nung sinimulan namin yan, tapos na dun sa residual na 1 year. But 3 justices said na pwede. So my problem kasi is walang World Supreme Court eh. So there's only the ICC Court, then the Appellate Court. Unlike kung dito natin final sa judiciary natin, then yung interpretation, whether they still have jurisdiction or not, would have been done under Philippine law. And President Duterte would have been able to present his case, not only as to jurisdiction, but as to whether or not there is probable cause. So I'll stop there, Madam Chair. And again, I think this is a point of disagreement, but I just like to manifest that, no, that we can argue back and forth whether or not may jurisdiction ng ICC, and the reality is nandun na si President Duterte. But for future cases, whether it's Senator Bato or others named, I gave 2 examples, no? If suddenly there's a witness from Marawi and they said that our troops killed children and women, and then nag-issue ng arrest ang ICC, or if the military suddenly uncovers a mass grave in any part of the country and says na nilibing yan during 2011 to 2015, I want to know whether the ICC can issue a warrant and then pwedeng idiretso na silang i-expel, i-deport, or whatever we call it. And I guess in the finality, Secretary, is that the Supreme Court will rule on that, no? But just to clarify matters, I want to put that on record, that that's what I want clarified, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Maraming salamat kay Senator Cayetano. Gusto ko lang ipaalala, and I think Executive Director Alcantara is here. In the diffusion notice, if we will recall, on the 2nd page, apakaliwanag na nakalagay with a view to extradition. Walang binabanggit na surrender. With a view to extradition and assurances given that extradition will be sought. 2 beses inulit ng Interpol to. Extradition is explicit. Secretary Remulla, kung obligasyon natin, ang obligasyon natin, extradition. Pati yung Interpol yan ang sabi.
Sila ho ang magka-file ng extradition, hindi po tayo. Hindi ho namin option yon. Yung po, option po nila yon. Hindi namin option yon. Kasi ang option lang po namin, surrender lang. At sasagutin natin ang extradition kung sila po ay mag-file.
Liwanagin
Under the law po.
Liwanagin natin, ang surrender option kapag foreign national.
Du wirkst bedrückt.
LG Affectionate Intelligence erkennt deine Stimmung.
Ito po ay sa offender lang ho, sa accused. Yun lang po ang reference ng 9851.
Makikita natin, kasi kinalkal na natin dito sa Senado, nanggaling rin sa Senado yan, na ang nakasaad sa Article 17, yung dulo, RA 9851, talagang maliwanag na surrender para sa foreign national. Ilang beses na rin pinaliwanag ni Attorney Medina yan sa first and second hearing na maliwanag na para sa foreign national yan. Kaya mukhang malabo ito.
Sa interpretation po yon, hindi ho sa batas yon.
Nasa transcript po, ang liwaliwanag, may amendment si Senator Subiri at the time, nakalista lahat ng bill spending, pare-pareho po ang referral sa foreign lang, hindi po pwede sa Pilipino. Hindi bale, tulad nga ng sinabi ni Senator Cayetano, we agree to disagree, hindi po pwede para sa amin, maliwanag. And I'd like to call on Justice Ascuna at this juncture. Reference has been made to RA 9851, yung Article 17 nga na sinasabi, na sa ngayon, hindi na yung Rome Statute kasi post-2019 na tayo. No? So, ang huling kataga, pursuant to the applicable extradition laws and treaties. It's very clear, it's the last sentence of Article 17. And in an interview, the former Supreme Court Justice Adolfo Ascuna opined that surrender must be made pursuant to an applicable treaty. And since the Philippines is no longer a party to the Rome Statute, what then is the applicable treaty? Wala nang treaty. dahil ang ini-invoke nga yung Rome Statute, wala na ngayon. Siguro si Justice Ascuna mas mahusay magpaliwanag.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Regarding the applicable provisions, the justification given by government for the surrender of former President Rodrigo Duterte to the ICC consists of two grounds. One is the warrant of arrest issued by the ICC and served through the protocol of the Interpol. The other is Section 17 of Republic Act 9851, which is the Philippine IHL law, and which provides that if a person is already being investigated for the crimes covered by this act, which includes crimes against, which includes the crimes for which President Duterte is being charged, is already being investigated by an international tribunal. The relevant Philippine authorities may surrender such person to the international tribunal, but it adds pursuant to the applicable extradition laws and treaties. Ngayon, ang tanong, ito bang last sentence na ito, which provides for the requirement that the surrender should be pursuant to applicable treaties, is still applicable since we don't have anymore the Rome Statute. Sa palagay ko po ay it's either we have the Rome Statute or not. If we don't have a treaty, then we cannot surrender the suspect to the ICC under the section